Welcome to the Ask Jordan podcast, answering your questions about selling on Amazon. Now, in his skivvies, because his wife wears the pants, from Long Island, New York, here's your host, Jordan Malik.
Greetings, Amazon sellers. My name is Jordan Malik. You're listening to the Ask Jordan podcast. This is our 55th episode. I'm your host. Thank you so much for making me part of your day. Today's episode is sponsored by MyLocalInventory.com. MyLocalInventory.com is the only service that automatically scouts daily for local toys, new and used, for sale by homeowners in your city, and then sends you, and only you, an email comparing the toy for sale and the corresponding Amazon product and potential profit. If you don't know already, there are huge profit margins to be made by sourcing new and used toys locally and reselling them on Amazon, and My Local Inventory takes out virtually all the legwork for a price less than $1 a day. For more details and several success stories by Amazon sellers just like you, go to MyLocalInventory.com, MyLocalInventory.com. And if you're listening for the first time, this is the podcast where we only answer your questions about selling on Amazon. Every episode, we answer a different question from you, the listener, about selling on Amazon. If you missed an episode, go to AskJordan.net. AskJordan.net. We have archives. You can listen to the show on Stitcher now. You can listen to it on YouTube. You can listen to it on iTunes. You can download the episode direct or just play it right there in your browser. And we have archives. We have archives there. Look for the archives link if you want to see previous episodes. Now, if you want to hear your voice on an episode and get 7 of my best-selling ebooks 100% free, that's worth over $85, I'm going to tell you how to do that after we answer today's question. Today's question is from Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Jordan, Mark Sines. Hey, great show. Thanks for all the great info you put out there, and thanks for answering all our questions. My question is this: as Q4 approaches, it's time to start stocking up. Since I'm new, I'm not approved in a lot of categories, so wanted to know, what should we start buying that you know will sell out or that we can leverage ourselves and start putting several $1,000s towards that? Thanks.
Mark, that's a great question. Okay, Q4 is here, and Mark, I know you submitted your question like late August, so it's a couple months, and I'm catching up on episodes. Mark wants to sell on Amazon for Q4, and like many new sellers, Mark is restricted. And we're going to cover this more in depth in terms of restrictions on another podcast in the future. But Mark is restricted, as are any other new sellers, from certain categories, which is okay. Okay, so he's gated from selling in automotive, and gated from health and beauty, gated from groceries, gated from industrial supplies, and there's probably another half a dozen or so categories that Mark cannot sell in unless he gets approval. We're going to cover getting approved for categories in a future episode, but Mark is approved for these categories by default, and I'm only mentioning some of them, okay? Tools and hardware, kitchen and dining, baby items, toys. Mark is approved to sell in toys. There's restrictions that happen now only because it's this time of year. Mark can only sell in toys, A, if he's a seller in good standing, meaning his keeping his performance rates up and his feedback is good, etc. And B, he can only sell toys if he's selling them via FBA, meaning he's registered, which doesn't cost him any extra to sign up for it. He sends all his inventory into Amazon's warehouses, and Amazon takes care of the fulfillment of the orders. So he's selling via FBA his toys via FBA. And if you don't know what that I'm talking about, if you go to jordanmalik.com/resources, the first 5 or 6 links at the top of that page under free Amazon seller help talk about what FBA means and how to start selling on Amazon via FBA, etc. So, Mark, you have a lot of opportunity then now to source products in, I would focus a lot on toys, also books, CDs, and DVDs DVDs with an MSRP of under $25. Manufacturer suggested retail price of under $25. So DVDs that are priced under $25. You can also sell any Blu-ray used and new, books used and new, and CDs used and new. Overall, Amazon sales kind of take a lift for everybody, right? Tides lift all boats. So it's not just toys toys probably skyrocket the most in terms of sales on Amazon, but everything kind of takes a lift overall. So you should be sourcing in all those categories that you're approved by default that I just mentioned. If you want a list of those categories, I'm actually going to give you a link This is on a different topic, but you can print out the cheat sheet that I have on there. If you go to jordanmalik.com/SR, jordanmalik.com, S as in super, R as in register, that brings you to my article on sales rank, but there's a link, what I call a cheat sheet there, that prints out the categories that I focus on and the sales ranks that I stay within when I'm scouting for products. So that's helpful to you, but at least you get a list of there's 6 or 7 categories in there that I talk about on that one-page cheat sheet. That's the categories that you're allowed to sell in by default. Mark, if I were you, and some sellers laugh at this, but it's one of the most proven ways to do this profitably. If I were you, I'd be focusing on, because it's the end of the beginning of the fall season, middle of the fall season, you want to focus on hitting whatever yard sales are left going on, which are going to happen. Church sales, yard sales, estate sales. You can find your garage sales at gsalr.com, gsalr.com, your estate sales at estatesales.net, or your local Craigslist ads, and hit as much as you can with your eyes focused on new and used toys and new baby items still in the package, because you can't sell any used baby items on Amazon. Kitchen and dining new or used, those fancy cookers that people pay on the QVC, and they get the cooker and they use it once and they want to get rid of it. I don't know, knife sets, cutlery sets, coffee makers, anything that's still in the box or used. Make sure you clean it, make sure it's 100% complete and it works, with or without original instructions, with or without the original packaging. All those will sell very well come holiday time, or really any time of the year. If you want to go strictly retail, it'll be a little harder for you, but if I were you, I'd be looking at buying stuff that's 70% off or more the retail price in clearance aisles in your local toy stores. And the same thing with kitchen products. If you have a kitchen product oriented store, I don't know, one store around here is called, like, I don't know, I forget the name, but they're like kitchen gadget oriented stores, or stores that sell, kitchen items. Brookstone, or your local Target, your local Sears, find brand name kitchen products that are on sale or clearance, 70% or more. Get a scouting app on your phone when you're doing all this, whether you're going to the estate sales or garage sales or thrift stores or retail stores. I use Profit Bandit by Seller Engine. Profit Bandit by Seller Engine. You can Google it and get the Profit Bandit app for your iPhone or Android phone. Let's go back to toys for a minute. When you're scouting for toys, 70% off or more of the retail price, focus on major name brands, Fisher Price, Mattel, Lego, Hasbro, Nerf, etc., and major characters, right? Hello Kitty, Superman, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Disney, anything Disney. Focus on those because those well-known brands and well-known characters tend to do exceptionally well. The reason why I'm saying 70% off is I'm getting you into a safety zone. If I just told you just look for the hot toys, I'd be lying to you. Nobody can predict what the hot toys are going to be this year with any accuracy. I've done that before. It was a huge gamble. I've actually advised people wrong years ago. So make sure you focus on those popular brand names and popular character names at 70% off, because at worst case scenario, you can probably sell and break even if you have to lower your prices, So I hope that's helpful to you, Mark. Good luck, and keep me posted on how you're doing. Mark gets all 7 of my ebooks about selling on Amazon and eBay. Mark, just go to AskJordan.net, click on the small envelope icon in the upper right-hand corner, send me an email so I know where to send your ebooks to, and if you, the listener, want to submit a question to the podcast and have a chance to win all my best-selling ebooks, total value is over $85, just like Mark did, call 516-619 online. That's 516-619-6654. Or go to AskJordan.net and scroll down, look for the directions on submitting your question. Hey, thanks for listening. Again, our sponsor for this episode is MyLocalInventory.com. This has been the Ask Jordan Podcast. We'll see you again in our next episode.